What is up, guys? This is a part 5, so to speak, of the 4x4 series I was doing. This is just going to be showing a couple tricks that I found out after the fact, after I'd already filmed and had everything ready to publish. Some of these things were pointed out to me by other people, other things I just figured out myself and didn't realize at the time. Anyways, let's just jump into it. The first trick, this is from the part 2 of the series. It's where you slice. You're doing 3, 2, 3, so you get these ready to pair up. And then you're getting this next one ready, and when you're on your second edge, you have the case where a wide U2 makes the edge. Now, what people are telling me is that it's better to just free slice the edge out, and I think this makes a lot of sense, because what you can do is you can, just choose any edge, take it out, and it's just 2 U2, so it's really, really easy and simple in that sense. And then you could continue on like normal. You could either do all 3, so like this one and then the next one, which is back there in this case. Or what you could do is you could just ignore the next one, slice over, and you've got 3 paired edges. You'd have to like rotate like this, obviously. But because you have only 5 edges left, that means you can, you have a good chance of it just being 2 3 cycles, as opposed to like 2 3 cycles and a 2 flip or something weird like that. Generally speaking, for 4x4, it's just better to have 5 edges left versus 6 edges left. But that doesn't mean having 6 left is bad. And another thing you can do with this, so this is slicing the other way, so slice like this. This is our first edge, and then if we're looking for our second edge, we might notice, oh, we have this crappy case where we do that. Again, you could just free slice it out. But another way you could continue is, instead of continuing 3, 2, 3, you could just restore that first edge you did, and then put this other one that's paired in the U layer in the back somewhere, and then you just have 2 filled up, which is like, this is most of the point of 3, 2, 3. You just want to be able to have these 2 slots being the only place you really need to check. You don't really want to check the bottom, that's why we do cross edges, and we don't want to check the back, which is why we do 3, 2, 3. Now the other thing about 3, 2, 3 is you do, again, like I said, you like to have 5 edges left rather than 6. That being said, having 6 isn't the worst, and if the finger tricks work better doing that sort of solution for you, that could be another way you incorporate that trick. So I'll just finish these edges here. I don't know that case. So that's the first trick. Now the second one, this has to do with a way of avoiding slice, flip, slice. So I've got to set up a example of that. Okay, we'll do something like that. Okay, so the way this trick actually works is, like I said in the part 4, I think it was, or I talked about this. So you make your pair, and you notice ahead of time that, oh, okay, I'm going to have a slice, whip, slice at the end if I pair like normal. So what you do is you set up, so instead of putting this edge in correctly, you put it in incorrectly. So you put it like that and have them on top. Now, assuming you pair your edges where you're looking at the top edge moving to the bottom, and you're doing your edge pairing like that, so I'll try and set up an example on this cube real quick. Okay, this is good. So what I'm describing isn't going to work if you pair it up like that, and then let's say you want to set this up as your next edge, but, oh wait, I got to unsolve another edge. Technical difficulties. Let's just do this. Okay, I'll forget what I was saying before. Okay, so basically if you pair it up that other way, you're going to have like these 2 colors on the bottom like this, and you don't want that, because what will happen is, as you're setting up your next, a good 3 cycle, instead of flipping this, you're setting something up here. What will happen is that the insert for the edge that goes in the top will always be a crappy one, like a hedge, and it doesn't matter how you set it up, it's just going to be like that. On the flip side, if you have these 2 edges like this, and you set up your next edge pair, either like this side here, then you have a 2-gen insert, or maybe you set up this side, so this is what we had before, and we were setting up this, but if we set up this, again, you get a good insert. And then if this edge is flipped, again, if you, wait, I need to, this is a very rambly video. Okay, there we go. So we have these 2 on top again, so remember, on top, not on bottom. Now for the hedge cases, again, hedge sets up the nice 2-gen insert, and the same is true for the other side. So if you were gonna set up a hedge on the left like that, you would again get the good 2-gen insert. I don't know why it just occurs like this, I really don't. Even if you rotate like this and do this, you will still get a good 2-gen insert. So that's really the only insight to that trick specifically. It's basically you want to force that like line of the matching edges on top and not on bottom, because it just kind of guarantees good insertions will follow pretty much no matter what you do. I don't know why it is, it's just a really weird phenomenon, but it is an important detail, and I tried to touch on it in part 4, but I failed to because I just didn't understand how it worked. Truthfully, I still don't, but there's like practical advice you can take away from it at least. All we do know is that it does seem to work. Now the last trick I want to show, this is for last 2 centers, not last 2 centers, first 2 centers, more specifically the second center. So you got your first center and your second one here, and it's a way to solve 2 lines that people used to do when Redux was popular, but ever since it fell out of fashion, people have just kind of forgotten about this trick. You can solve these 2 lines by doing that. So it's basically just putting in, think of it as like putting this corner in here and then cancelling into putting that corner there. And it's just a bit more finger trick friendly in my opinion than something like that. Whoops, imagine I did the F the other way. And so it works for like this angle where like this bar's on bottom, this bar's on bottom, or if the bar's on top and this bar's on top, so you can do things like that. Now it won't work if you've got one on top, one on bottom, or one on bottom, one on top like that. Then no matter what you do, you'll just get weird stuff. And in these scenarios, I think it would be better to do that, or maybe even something like that. Again, hard for me to say, but that's a trick that I think you should know if you like 4x4. Anyways, that's it for the video. Let me know down in the comments what you think. I'll see you in the next one.